Welcome everyone. Here down near Coffs Harbour in Australia. I'm joined with Pravinder Lalli, who has been kind enough to give us a couple of minutes of his time to show us his blackberry Cravo facility, which is an X-frame with a clear roof and retractable open weave shade cloth underneath. So thanks, Pravinder. So give us a bit of a rundown. What are we growing here?
Well, first of all, you're welcome, Bede, and welcome to my place. Everyone that's on the other side of that camera. So we've got these are Driscoll varieties, blackberries called Elvira, and I've been growing Elvira blackberries for about 4 years now. But in this particular Cravo, we've completed this last year, and these plants were planted in 29th of September 2020, and they seem to be doing pretty good at the moment. I'm really liking the retractable roof, as we can keep out the adverse weather, and the fruit quality is looking really good. These are the primo canes, so we'll be picking not heavily through to August. We're in May at the moment, early April, and
June.
Oh, sorry, June. It's a camera thing. But I'm looking forward to the flora cane, because this variety does bear very heavily with the flora cane, and we do have problems during summer with the heat, with reversion, and with the greenhouse effect, keeping the fruit too soft. So I'm hoping we can, with this, it's going to be pretty interesting with this Cravo. See how we go.
Okay, so just so we're clear, so you planted what date?
September 29th.
September 29th, and you just started picking over the last
we
month?
started picking small amounts in March, April, and we just and we'll continue this through to August, and then in September we'll have a flush of flowers, and that's set up for the flora cane, and that flush of flowers will come in for about 3 to 4 weeks. And all that fruit will be picked in November.
So basically, as we were talking before, you're looking at about, 18 tonnes for the primo cane?
Yes, so the primo cane, you could average from that March through to August, somewhere between 8 to 14 tonne, maybe 12 tonne. Then the flora cane, in that 3-week period, we'll pick anywhere between 18 to 26 tonne.
Wow. Okay.
And it's a pretty busy time of year, and I think that what's that? It's coming in October.
PCA conference.
PCA conference. If anyone's up my way at that PCA conference, I'll see a lot of fruit on the trees.
Perfect time
in
of
October.
Year. Okay. So are you saying, because you're also producing blackberries hydroponically under traditional tunnels, are you seeing any differences? I know it's only early days yet with your learnings under retractable. Are you seeing any differences in terms of flower numbers, fruit quality, disease,
the fruit
pollination?
Quality, I think the fruit quality is harder, and the quality is a lot better. The plants look a lot more cleaner. They're easier to manage. My workers are enjoying working under here. We've had, during summer, when it was 35 degrees outside, they were able to still work in here till 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon and still be very comfortable. Whereas with the traditional greenhouses, it'll be 45-50 degrees, and you can't work in under there past 9-10 o'clock during summer. But the quality itself, it looks pretty good. I'm really looking forward to that November crop. See how we go with the flora cane. And
it's going to be the true test going into the summer.
The what?
It's going to be your true test going into
test. That's
sure,
exactly right.
sure.
And I'm learning as I'm going along.
Yep.
When I first put it in, I was playing around with the roof and things like that, and I think I kept it a little bit too dry in here, and we still need a bit of moisture to keep the grass cover on the ground and everything. And we did have a bit of mite build up because of the dryness of the greenhouse. So keeping a bit of moisture inside, a bit of humidity really helped that out. And these are things that I'm learning as we're going along, because it's completely different to a traditional greenhouse. And there is some things that you need to work on a little bit differently.
Are you seeing, obviously using some traditional European beehives for pollination, are you seeing any difference with how they work under retractable?
With bees, they're working fantastic in here. With bees, they generally go straight up and out and come straight in from the top. Very rarely they come in through the sides. So what we're finding is a pollination through the whole greenhouse is 100%, really good pollination. On those warmer days, we can have the roof, even at 80% open, or wherever the bees are going straight up and over back to their hives. And I've got a friend of mine's greenhouse, a red path, and he has problems with pollination in the middle of his greenhouse. Whereas around the edges where the bees can get in, they're getting a bit of pollination there, but the middles is the main problem for them.
Sure.
Whereas no problem here.
So what are we, in terms of plant density per hectare, we're about 4,200?
About 4,000.
Pots?
These are 1.2 hectares in here, this greenhouse, so there's about 4,200 plants.
Okay.
And
pot spacing is?
Pot spacing is 80 centimetres.
Yes.
Other growers are keeping them at 1 metre, and even 1 metre 20, but I've got them at 1 metre here.
Sure.
And it's just managing the canopy, making sure we don't get it too heavy a canopy.
Yep.
It does make it a bit harder for picking.
And what are we across the row? The row width is
So this,
3.2?
as you know, with an X frame, it's 9.6 metres from one post to the next post. So each row is 3.2 metres from each other.
Okay. And what's your major disease issues that you sort of face with blackberry production?
In blackberries in general, it's your mite pressures, and we haven't had. I mean, the broad mite was because I did keep the greenhouse too dry, and now that I've realised, we need to keep a bit of humidity and moisture in here. We're on top of everything, and the plants are pretty clean, to be honest.
Great.
And they're getting a good aeration, plenty of airflow, and generally you can see, they're nice and green and lush.
Perfect. Well, thank you for the update. Thanks for your time, and we look forward to seeing the floricane production later in the year.
Will do.
Thanks, Pravinder.
You're welcome.